1. Unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony. Find the defendant guilty.
Derek Chauvin's trial for the killing of African-American George Floyd made headline news in France, but much of the reporting about the proceedings and their underlying themes of police violence and racism largely zoomed in on the United States.
I think it's viewed as an American problem with some resonance in France. It also feeds into a certain strain of French anti-Americanism on the left and on the right, so that the French can moralize about the United States and its difficulties and its flaws.
Floyd's death in police custody caused many French to look inward. Last year, they joined global protests for police accountability. Many chanted the name of 24-year-old Adama Traoré, whose family says he died under similar circumstances to Floyd, although that claim is disputed. The Black American's death opened a broader spigot here of soul-searching about France's colonial past and continuing injustices today. French authorities found zero tolerance for police racism and brutality and promised to ban a controversial police chokehold. President Emmanuel Macron called racial profiling unbearable. Police representatives deny there is systemic racism. They say police are overworked and underappreciated as they tackle violence in tough neighborhoods, sometimes becoming targets of terrorism.
La police nationale n'est pas raciste.
The national police is not racist. To the contrary, it's Republican and diverse, from all ethnic origins and religions. There may be problematic individuals, but the force itself isn't racist.
Critics say otherwise. A 2017 report by an independent citizens' rights body found young Black or Arab-looking men in France are 5 times more likely to be stopped for police identity checks than the rest of the population. Last November saw 4 Paris police officers suspended after TV footage showed them punching a Black music producer. In January, 6 non-governmental groups announced the country's first class action lawsuit over alleged racial profiling by police.
We've been struggling with the state for 10 years. The French Supreme Court convicted the state in November 2016 for discrimination. And after that, we could have expected from the state who should actually respect the rule of law, to do some police reform. They have done nothing.
It's a story heard many times before in France. Activists point to bigger, long-standing inequalities going far beyond policing. Some aren't waiting for change from the top. In the Paris suburb of Bobigny, youth group Nouvel Élan 93 is mentoring youngsters, helping them with schoolwork and giving them alternatives to the streets where they are vulnerable.
On veut essayer de faire en sorte que
we are trying to push them to reach the maximum of their potential because many of them are talented in sports, music, theater, everything.
Cases of police violence are taken personally.
En fait, ce qu'il faut savoir, c'est que ce genre de choses n'arrive pas qu'aux autres.
These kind of things don't just happen to others, they could happen to us as well. I'm Black, I'm affected. There is a close relationship here in Belgium between the protest for George Floyd and for Adama Traoré.
He and other activists say it will take time for the lessons from Floyd's death and France's colorblind creed of liberty, equality, and fraternity to take hold. Lisa Bryant for VOA News, Bobigny, France.